Hello, one and all. Welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. This one, I'm here to talk about Stephen Wonderboy Thompson recent comments when he addresses Michael Chandler in regards to that supposed Conor McGregor fight. But before getting started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, click that notification to get all of this that is new from this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Vision Analysis. Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler was supposed to happen UFC 303, International Fight Week. Fight fell apart after 2 years of, at least from Michael Chandler's camp, anticipating this fight, waiting patiently to get their hands on Conor McGregor. And the result of that fight was pretty much clear. I really do want to say that the fight was pretty much predetermined in terms of a result. And everybody was aware of that. Chandler thought he had a win-win situation at hand. I just don't see how Conor could even give Chandler any sort of trouble. Obviously, things happen in fights, but just the intensity and the level that Chandler brings is not the sort of level that, let's say, Conor McGregor has been displaying in his last fights, as few as they were in the past 5-6 years. Conor gasses out in later rounds. That's why Conor wanted a 3-round fight. I'm not sure if 303 was supposed to be a 3-round fight, because we all know what happens if Conor tries and go to go the 5 rounds. The guy kind of does not have he's not known to have the gas tank to carry him to the 25 minutes, and it's an absolute nightmare scenario for Conor McGregor, especially against a guy like Michael Chandler, who's known to be relentless, who's known to be a super athlete. And obviously, if this was to be a 5-round fight, then personal opinion, I don't like to predict fights, but I think that obviously Chandler would take Conor into the deep waters the last 2 rounds of a 5-round fight. And I would say it would be clearly evident that Chandler is the better athlete. I would say starting the 2nd round. It's known about Conor that he starts gassing around that 2nd or 3rd round. That being said, obviously Conor has fantastic left hand. If he was to land that, maybe he can put away Chandler. Even though I kind of have doubts about that as well, it would have to land super cleanly. Just the pace that Conor fights at, just according to his last few fights in the octagon, is not fast enough for a pace that Chandler brings to the table. Chandler fights at a very high level. All of his fights in the UFC were close fights. The ones that he lost, very close fights. Fights he could have won. So I think everybody knew that. Chandler thought he had a win-win situation at hand. Conor knew all along that this was a lose-lose situation. But being the cunning guy that he is, he got the best out of that situation. Free advertisement campaign for his upcoming or his movies that came out this year. So, Conor ended up with a win-win situation after the cards really were not in his favor. It was a lose-lose situation going against Chandler, losing against Chandler, giving Chandler the biggest payday, and, getting your whatever 5th, 4th, 3rd loss. I'd lose with Conor at this point. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson has added some remarks to the situation. Many people have added the remarks. It's fantastic that we have news media, or let's say platforms that allow people to share their points of views. I think, as annoying that might be to certain people, that's still a fantastic thing, because everybody has something to say, perhaps, and especially when they're fighters like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. And it's very interesting to if somebody that truly has something to say and they can articulate their points without offending people, right? Then why not? I mean, especially when points make sense. Obviously, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is somebody who's a well-known mixed martial artist himself, he's added his 2 cents into the situation, and he thinks that Chandler should wait for Conor. I don't know if I agree with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, even though I'm trying to see all sides of the coin here, both sides of the coin, rather, and I'm trying to see Chandler's side, which is he's stuck in a very unfortunate situation, I think. Because you wait for that fight, there's no guarantee that Conor comes back. You're just going to waste more time waiting for this guy. And it's just clear that Conor does not want to fight Chandler. I said it. If let's say Tony Ferguson was the opponent, then yes, Conor would have fought him a long time ago. But Chandler, he knows that's a bad fight. And I don't even predict fights, but you don't have to be an MMA genius to know that Chandler is a very bad matchup for Conor. Conor he would get the worst. He would get the worst out of that. I really do believe so. Unless he can somehow knock Michael Chandler out, he's not gonna have a better gas tank than Chandler. That's most certainly not going to be the case. If it's a 5-round fight, that's most certainly going to active the more active of the two fighters. And he knew that was going to be a bad matchup. So I don't agree with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson when he says that Chandler should wait. I kind of see what he's talking about. Hey, if you've waited for 2 years, might as well wait indefinitely. Is that what we're telling them? I guess because that is pretty much when Conor's coming back. And there's no definite date where the guy is, so it is indefinitely by definition. Just wait for this guy to come back. Okay. If that's what you think, I guess, and I do understand the logic behind that. It's like you waited for Conor, biggest payday of your life. Who's going to make up for that? I mean, unless it's Islam Makhachev, then a direct title shot, then it would not make sense, and obviously that would not make sense for many people. Obviously, maybe Holloway versus Chandler for that BMF. I think that's the only probably possibility that could be something. That could give Chandler some respect for being so patient and just to reward him some sort of way. But really, nothing tops that Conor McGregor fight, and Conor's just not interested in fighting Chandler. Could this fight still happen? Absolutely. Can Conor knock Chandler out? Absolutely. Who does the momentum favor? Michael Chandler, the more active of the two fighters, the better of the two athletes. If you made it this far, appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments and subscribe for more.